Hey everyone, it's TV dinner time. Kick your shoes off, get comfy. Today we're continuing our conversation on Fallout. First episode we recorded was Fallout Season 1, Episodes 1 and 2. Today we're discussing Episodes 3 and 4. And spoiler warning, if you haven't seen it, it's still maybe a month old, I think is what we had talked
I think
about
so, right?
last time. So if you haven't seen it, don't watch this yet, unless you want to be spoiled.
Or do it.
But we'll get into it.
I like these two episodes because it gave us pretty much exactly what we're looking for. Basically,
Yeah, it gave us more
we
of the
got
world.
more information about the shelters and
Mm-hmm.
and that some of the shelters were kind of like sketchy.
Yes.
And then more information about the guy that becomes the ghoul and everything, and more of like what he has to deal with, I think, too, throughout this whole story. So I was very glad about that.
Yeah, I like that. Like there was build because we talked about it when we watched Shogun. It felt like a lot of build up. Every episode just had build up, build up, build up, and there was no resolution. This one is like the first two episodes were build up, so you can kind of get an understanding of the world and the story and like what these people are facing. And then these two episodes were like, okay, you got that. We're going to continue to build on it, but we're also going to give you a bigger view of what's going on right now. So then we got like the zombies, if you want to call them zombies. I guess they're all ghouls, the ones that were in the
Basically.
fridge. That abomination with the finger, toe, tongue thing.
That's so nasty.
Yeah. So they're showing us a little bit of everything now.
Yeah, and then more of like the secrecy of like we still have no clue what the lady needs to do, the main character needs to do with the head, or what's significant about the head. But we got more of like what happens in some of these vaults, like the vault 33, which is the main vault that the main character comes out of, was very kind of like Pleasantville, right? That's kind of the vibes I get, where like everyone's like
happy-go-lucky,
proper, happy-go-lucky, because things
the
went
world's
well.
not over.
Yeah,
we're all happy, yay!
And then the one next to them, 32, where the bandits or the bandits come into, something happened to them. So like I'm assuming that in the game you kind of stumble upon, as your character, you stumble upon these like other vaults, and you go in if you're able to like open it and stuff, and you find out like what happened. So it's like different stories for all these vaults. So that's kind of nice that we are getting that in this show.
Yeah, they're not like bombarding us with it. It's like, okay, here's a new vault, here's the outside world. The one thing, like, I noticed it in the first two episodes, but I didn't touch on it when we talked last time. But it's my one gripe of the show is the ghoul's nose.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, there's something about, or the lack thereof, like he doesn't have a nose, but there's something about the CGI of that nose that just, it looks strange to me. Like how when we watched Shogun, you were like, oh, the fisheye.
Yeah.
The nose is that for me. Every time they have a close up on this nose, I'm like, it looks good from afar, but as soon as they zoom in, like there's something about it. I'm like, I'm not feeling it.
Now I'm gonna have to like really like look at the nose and stuff, because like no matter what, it's like a very significant, because that is typically like where our eyes go, so it's a very significant portion that's like missing from this person. And then you see everything else that like, oh, like he's not human anymore, I'm assuming. And so it's like it's pretty interesting that can kind of like, also if you get it wrong, it takes you out of the kind of world building that they're trying to portray and stuff, and you're like, oh, like that kind of reminds you that you're watching a show, which kind of sucks because it takes you out of that world.
That's true.
I don't know, but it's funny, like the one thing I wanted to ask you about is because a little bit we get more of kind of like the first two episodes we saw that there was some goriness and stuff, like they were willing to like show some like some blood and all this stuff and everything,
blood and guts,
and but you get more of that in these next two episodes that we're talking about. And so like I kind of get like the Boys vibes because it's coming from Amazon, so Amazon seems like they're willing to like, oh, like let's just
show it all.
It seems like people like it with the Boys, and then Gen V, let's kind of do it here too. But like I don't
But they
know,
put
like
their own little twist on it though. Like the boys and Gen V go
like
100.
yeah,
This one
balls
seems like
out
they
too.
dialed it down to like 60 to 75. Like you still get the insides coming out. Like when when the ghoul cut open, I think it was
The
like
other
one
one.
of the first two episodes. Yeah, he cut open the other ghoul. And he just starts pulling or biting on stuff, and you're like, okay,
No,
yeah,
that
they're
was
willing to
episode
show
3.
everything.
I wrote down that
Okay, it was 3.
he killed him like Lenny in of Mice and Men. Where
Goodness.
he was like look off to that side. I was like,
Oh my
man, that
goodness.
sucks.
The one character that was kind of funny to see was she was Blind Al in Deadpool, but it's the older
Oh
black woman
yeah.
with the afro.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, when I saw her, I was like because she looks great in this. Like seeing her in Deadpool, they got the old lady wig on, the gray hair, and all that. But when I saw her, I was like, man, that character looks familiar. And I think I looked it up, and I was like, oh snap, that's Blind Al. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Patty was making a reference to her, like when we were
Hmm.
watching like the first episode. I was like, "Do you know who that is? That's that blind lady from
Yeah.
Deadpool." Like she's. It seems like she's in a more serious role with this.
Oh
one.
yeah.
Not
Compared to
hiding
Deadpool, yeah,
coke
she's
and stuff
wilding
all
out in
over the
Deadpool.
place.
And we talked about it last time, but like the incorporation of the old tech or the tech of the time,
Yeah,
was really cool. Like seeing the television and the ghoul watching himself on the set,
mm-hmm.
the old fridges, just the landscape of this show is crazy good.
Yeah, and I think that like fits in with the game too, where it's like you're stuck in the 70s and everything, but there was also like some like advanced technology because there was that robot and everything, and so it's like it's a weird mixture. It's not
It's not
it's not
full on
cyberpunk
70s.
or something,
Yeah.
but it's like it's crazy because it's like there's some modernness to this, but it's all like put together. Like I don't know about steampunk, where it's like you know how steampunk's like just a bunch of crap that's like stuck together
Tossed together, yeah.
to like make something and everything. So,
But it seems like a mix of that. It seems like a mix of like steampunk. Like they're stuck in the 70s, but they were able to get a little bit more advanced.
yeah.
But they still only had like crude metals and all that to put things together.
And now they're kind of in a steampunk era, because they have to like bring all that crap together to make them survive and stuff, and like, and you can see with all like the areas that they like have little civilizations, like Philadelphia. When she stopped there, like they set up little camps and stuff, and they make things for them, for themselves and stuff. So yeah, it's super interesting.
Are you interested? Because we've been talking about the main two characters. Are you interested in the third character as
I'm
much as
assuming
the first two?
the dude in the suit.
Yeah.
I'm more interested in his Squire's hilarious because I remember him from Superstore. Yeah, so
that's
like,
my guy.
And I like the reintroduction of him, because you're like, oh, maybe he's like a one-off character in the beginning of the show, but then it's like, oh crap, like I wonder what's gonna happen when he finds out that that's not the knight that he's supposed to be serving, and then what does he do when like this guy killed him and stuff, but I don't know, he doesn't feel very significant right now.
Yeah, I think something's gonna change, but like right now it seems like they were just building his story. Like we saw his backstory of him being a part of this knighthood, and then he killed the knight he was shadowing. So now it feels like, okay, now he's starting to get more of a significance in the story. So we'll see what happens in 5 and 6.
Yeah, I do hope that you do see, because in the games that's a fairly like cool. They're like militaristic, but then like they have like this like old way of kind of like managing themselves and stuff. So it's like you see it with like the knight and the squire and stuff. So it's an interesting thing to like think about and then see play out. But I'm hoping, I don't know. I'm thinking like, all right, the dude doesn't care. Like his squire finds out like, oh, because eventually he's gonna have to come out of that armor.
Yeah, come out the suit.
Right?
Yeah.
Like where's he taking a leak and everything?
Unless he like runs behind the building, like, hey, stay here.
Yeah.
I gotta go handle some business.
because that guy's like on top of him. He has to give him water through the thing and all that
Yes.
stuff, which is like another cool concept because it's like you're in this giant piece of metal, so you can't really do things yourself. And it was the same thing with like knights back then in medieval times. Just once they put all that crap on, they couldn't really do anything.
So stupid. So stupid. Looks cool as hell, but so stupid.
Yeah. So
Like if
I
you
don't
need
know.
to handle some business like bathroom wise quick, oh you're screwed. You're just handling it in the suit. It's like,
Here's
all right,
mint, yeah.
spray me down later. You're donezo on that.
I guess it's like I'm more interested in what's going on with the head than
Yeah.
the dude like going on his venture of like trying to like be a knight and stuff.
But they did show a little bit more backstory on what could be the significance of the head, because he shoots himself in the neck and there's like that glowing blue light.
Yeah.
So it seems like that's what she needs to get to wherever. But we don't know exactly what that information is. Yeah, it's some information he stole though from the vaults or from wherever
that's true,
lab
from
he was
wherever
working
he
at.
was, right? Because he also stole the dog, and then
the dog died, but the dog didn't die. Now the dog's disappeared.
Yeah, those stim packs, the things that they like use to like recover themselves, those things are like magic. Just bring you back from like losing a lung and everything.
But I don't remember seeing the dog at the end of 4.
The dog stayed where the water's at.
There we
when
go.
When they killed that big when they didn't kill, or when the ghoul and the lady needed to leave because he needs to get his like crap. He says like an off comment. He's like, "That's not my dog." Anyway, so it just.
I remember that. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I'm assuming the dog still understands that, like, oh, the just ghoul's not who he needs to like follow and stuff.
Yeah.
And that was another thing about the story, was that it was interesting to like see that the ghoul, like, when he doesn't have that stuff, like we're assuming he turns into the sort of what the dude that he killed for, anyways, like a more kind of less intelligent one. But he like is like coughing up a lung, like he sounds like me with asthma and everything, where it's like just like he can't do anything, but then like, all right, he needs to like get more of that medicine, and so you're kind of seeing that's like he's motivated and probably made bad decisions or decisions that he needed to for that stuff and everything. So a little bit more of his story, I think.
Yeah, I hope they give us more of an understanding of what that does. I mean, well, we know what it does for him, but what it is. Because he was downing them as if, like, oh, if I down 30 of them, I'm safe for 30 days. And it's like, right? I don't think that's how it works, but I guess you know better than I do.
But then also, like, how he turned to that, it's how he turned into that.
Yeah.
And then, because he says, like, he told the girl that was, like, drinking the water, the radiated water and stuff, it's like, oh, now you see how I am or something. And it's like, is that everyone's, like, end game that they turn into that, or is like why did he turn into that and stuff?
Yeah, because he's been around for 200 years too, so there has to be something to do with the radiation.
Yeah, and then you're asking the question of like, all right, then you find out that his wife worked for Vault-Tec, right? She's I'm assuming she's a fairly high level person in Vault-Tec. Yeah. So then why wasn't he in a vault?
Maybe they were divorced. Maybe she was like, I'm over you.
Like, she booted him out right when the vault doors were closing.
Bye-bye.
And that's not even her daughter. It's like, oh, she was ducking. I guess finding out more of that story, too. It's like, all right, that answers no questions, just gives more questions.
Yeah. You didn't answer the questions I already have. You just added additional questions. So thank you.
I don't know. How do you see yourself kind of like viewing the next 4 episodes? Because basically there's 4 episodes left for the season.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think we know not what's going to happen, but I think we know how the episodes are going to play out. They're going to continue to kind of feed us more information about what occurred, how the ghoul became the ghoul, more backstory on at least Vault 32 and maybe additional vaults. And hopefully they just show us more of the world, since they are traveling around to get the head to a certain location, seeing more of the world, and then maybe even tying in the Knight into this weird adventure that these two are going on would be kind of cool. So I'm
I'm
excited.
assuming their paths must cross, right?
Have to
must
cross,
converge at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited. Because this one does feel a lot better pacing wise than Shogun. But Shogun's like pacing kind of added to the story, but like this, you still get some like fairly good action and visuals and stuff, and some things that want to like you watch the first 2 episodes and you're like, I'm gonna watch the next 2 episodes because it's like I really want to know what's happening.
I need to know. That's my impatience. That's all that is.
Yeah, but still, it forced that upon you because of how good the show was, basically. Yeah. So I am excited for the next 4 episodes too.
And we bad talk Shogun, but it was actually a really good show.
It was very
slow.
Yeah.
Compared to this, like we have that fast-paced American mind. Things need to be happening every second, and for us to like stop everything and be like, oh, I have to actually read what's on the screen. Nothing, no actions really happening. That's what got me. It was just like, all right, cool. I'm gonna get through this.
Yeah,
but
that's
it's
true.
Tough.
Yeah, it was good, tough, and everything, but yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know. That's all I have for these 2 episodes of Fallout. I'm excited for the next ones.
I am too.
So let us know if you've seen episodes 3 and 4 of Fallout Season 2. Or Season 1, sorry. Season 1.
Jumping the gun. Haven't even finished Season 1, already ready for Season 2.
So yeah, let us know in the comments if you liked it, disliked it, and what you think about coming up next. And please like and subscribe to Saturday Night Popcorn for more TV dinners like this one.